And we are live with the Chess.com Steam Battle with a second edition this year, gathering 8 teams with some of the greatest content creators in chess. We have today reached the semi-final phase. Today, Team Check the India faces Oh Yes, My Queen. I myself, Grandmaster Arthur Nations, I will be your host for the event. So we're going to start with Team Check the India. So after the quarterfinal match, you said that you will very, very seriously prepare for the semi-final. Can you release the secrets?
Yes, a lot of time went in setting this up to ensure that there is live commentary for WR Chess, and also I'm here. So, yes, we prepared thoroughly.
No. What about Tanya?
Yeah, I have to admit we did not live up to those words very well so far, but I think we had a lot of fun yesterday, and I think we loved the format. We really enjoyed ourselves, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, you got it. So maybe now the question to the team. Oh yes, my queen. You know, I really was very closely following yesterday's quarterfinal match when you beat the team. How does it spell? Swallows, you know? Really, I had to Google what it means. It means like extremely muscular team. And there was this remark by Levy yesterday. He said that clearly the winner of this matchup yesterday against team Czech India is the strongest team in the event, that they're going to win the entire thing. And tomorrow against the team, oh yes, my queen, definitely the winning team is going to beat 2-0. And I saw Eric in the chat, and there was a reaction. But can you, Eric, or maybe Nemo, you can provide me with an official reaction?
Yeah, I mean, my reaction in chat was just the LOL emote, but
Right.
I don't know if there's any more to react to that. I think it's probably going to be a bit closer than 2-0 today, but we'll see.
Nemo?
I'm honestly cool with anything that happens. Really, I'm just having fun, enjoying this place.
All right, let's do this. Then let's check what we are in for today and go and see the bracket of the tournament, because this is the semi-final moment here for us. We already know the finalists, which is the team Ratatatatatatat, the duo from Spain. I hope I pronounced them correctly. As you can see, we had a lot of content creators in the quarterfinals. The
I think
Spanish
you
duo
missed one ta
Which one?
at the end.
Which one did I? Which one?
The rata-ta-ta-ta, I think, is just slightly longer. But
I have no idea, to be honest, Tanya, how long it is, but I'm pretty sure I got it correctly, because ratata, it sounds way too official. So either way, they're in the final, and they're going to face the winners of today's matchup.
Oh.
So your expectations?
Should I start?
Whichever team
I
wants to
want
pick
to
up.
say that. Sorry?
Yeah, whichever team wants to pick up, but
Yeah,
sure.
I want to
Sagar.
say that I have been beaten by both Eric and Nemo before. By Eric in a match, by Nemo over the board. So I'm banking on Tanya to provide me with the support, here.
I
So
feel
that
like
we
before the
can.
start of every match, Sagar has this speech which just, is just like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. Sagar, come on, we need a bit more trash talk from you right now.
Okay, trash talk. When you see Eric, you cannot trash talk. Yeah, he's
That's
the
true.
sweetest guy out there. And when you look at Nemo, I mean, I'm following her content. I met her in Canada. Like, she's a great friend. So there's
So
no way
you're
I can.
saying that Levy and James are easier to trash talk to?
They are like,
Really?
trash talk, by trash talking. But these guys are not saying anything, they are like, Eric is saying 2-0, but it will be much closer than that. He's not even saying, oh, we'll beat you 2-0, something like this. So then there's no way that you can trash talk.
I feel like Sagar is just so nice. Like, he knows everybody in the chess community, and he is just genuinely like one of the nicest people. And it's just impossible. There's no trash talking here for me.
Oh, and Nemo, by the way, Nemo put Vishy Anand under pressure, if you see her channel. Like how can we even compete against that? If you look at that video, I saw it closely. It was like from opening till almost end game, she was putting Anand under pressure with I think you were white. So
Oh my
it's
gosh. So
yeah.
funnily enough, I never like texted Vishy because I didn't want to bother him, but he said that the end game, sorry, this is like a long tangent, but he said the end game is losing for me, but I actually checked it with a table base and it's a draw. So next time I see Vishy, I got to tell him that.
Eric, I feel you want to say something, but you don't want to say it.
Oh, I'm just enjoying the wholesome conversation right now. I'm happy that there's no trash talk, and I think everyone here respects each other. So, yeah, what more to
I
say?
don't know. I feel like you're saying all of that from the outside, but on the inside, you're LOLing right now.
I'm just hoping my fire alarm doesn't go off like last time. Because
Yeah, speaking about the
yeah.
fire alarm, what was it? What was it? I hope everything is good, because the last time you were like, there was this very loud alarm and you disappeared somewhere. I hope everything was good.
Yeah, they figured out what it was. It was because we cooked our last opponent so hard that came off.
Right. I thought it was. Yeah.
There's always an
Definitely.
explanation for everything.
So probably we can expect more alarms going on today, right?
Maybe we'll see.
All right, I think you're ready, and it's time for us to go to the very first game, and let's see what we are about to expect.
Oh, everything disappeared for me. Is it just us now?
I can hear you. Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
just us.
Okay, awesome. All right, we got this.
Okay. I still see puzzle battle.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Now I
we
see
go.
your board. Sweet.
Awesome.
Okay. How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel really good.
Good.
We have some good stuff.
Yeah, I
Ready.
don't think the games will be determined by the openings. Like openings will
Yeah.
we'll hopefully have good fights from them. Again, we're black first game. I just had my coffee.
Nice. We'll just play our best chess, and honestly, that's gonna be.
That's what matters.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And we're starting with black first.
We start with black, yeah, which I think is a color I would start with if I could choose, because then, depending on the result, we can maybe shift our strategy for the next game.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I took a look at the openings you sent over. Seems good to me. Seems
Okay.
like some stuff that we can take them out of prep a little, hopefully.
Yeah, that's kind of the hope, is to get a fresh position from early on, try and drain some of their time early on. So I was watching yesterday, there were a lot of moments I think spent a little bit too much time in moments that they should just be playing quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And from what it sounded like, I don't think I had much time to prepare. I mean, there's really not much time to prepare for anyone who's
It's true.
less than 24 hours since their last match finished.
Yeah, I mean, I do know that Sagar and Tanya are probably both less familiar with faster time controls. So, really hoping to pressure them potentially.
But we can't take them for granted. I mean,
For sure. Absolutely not. No, they're very good.
They had a lot of great moments yesterday.
Tanya just has a gold medal.
And she's fresh off playing
yeah.
Olympia too. So, yeah it's definitely a big boost.
Definitely.
Okay, so now I see everyone. Oh, yeah. Cool.
Thank you. You got screen share?
Yes, I can see the board.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Okay. So expecting d4, d5.
D5.
Knight f6. Knight f3 is a sign they may be trying to be flexible.
Knight f6.
Knight f6, yes. I'm actually wondering they might go for Catalan g3 or... Okay, play e6. And then if knight c3, you can play c6 quickly.
Take on d5 with the e pawn always.
Yeah, you don't need to pre-move.
Yeah.
Tanya, this is more in Tanya's repertoire. She played the game against Alice Lee at the Olympiad, bishop g5.
Okay.
Knight bd7, and then c takes d5. So they might repeat that opening. Tanya's played a lot of moves in this position over the years. She used to play g3 a lot. She's played e3 a little bit. But okay, play knight bd7 here. You could pre-move ed5. That's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
So, I mean, this is solid for white, but we will hopefully get a fight. Yeah, so they're avoiding the Cambridge Springs. Expecting e3. After e3, you can play bishop e7.
Bishop e7.
And this is deviating from Tanya's game against Alice. Alice had played h6.
Okay.
We just want to castle quickly. Wait, let me just make sure I'm remembering. Castle. Oh, it's a knight f. I looked at this last night, but I didn't review it this morning. Because I looked at knight f8 too.
If it was the stuff that you sent me, I'm pretty sure it was castling.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's castling. Yeah, just castle quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, castle, queen c2, rook e8. And then...
There's like h6, knight of...
Yeah. Yeah, rook e8, knight f8, knight g6 is one plan.
Mm-hmm.
They play h3. Okay, so you can play rook e8 here. Yeah, h3 is, I think, a more high-level approach.
Yeah, this was not what we had looked at. But
that's okay. Yeah, knight f8.
Yeah, looks solid.
And they might play bishop f4 here, which is an attempt to preserve the bishop. Because there are cases where if they allow knight g6, then their dark square bishop can't retreat without allowing the trade.
If bishop f4, we just still play knight g6, right?
So bishop f4, we actually play knight e6, as far as I remember.
Okay.
And there's some positional ideas. They castle queenside. Yeah, they did something similar in yesterday's match. Now, I'm pretty sure... Wait, let me try and remember this. I'm pretty sure I've looked at this position, but maybe not with a pawn on h3. Of course, b5 is like attractive.
Screaming at me.
There's also... Yeah, this is definitely a moment we should take our first think.
Yep.
So I looked at a very similar position with knight e4 here.
Okay, definitely no h6 because that creates the weakness. So
yeah, we don't want to play h6.
5.
I'm trying to remember knight e4, but I think it was in a different line.
Knight f4.
But knight e4... So there's knight takes. Yeah, they can't take with knight. Knight e4. Right. The main move would be bishop takes e4. Pawn takes e4. Knight takes e4. And then you know what? I think this is actually a much better version because in the very end we're going to have this h6 move, and
if
say
the
just
knight goes back,
I say just play knight e4 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost positive this is just a better version. So I looked at a similar line with the knight still on d7, but because our knight is already on f8, we're going to have some bishop f5 resources.
Yeah. Okay, so bishop e4, pawn e4, knight e4, knight g5, bishop g5.
Yep.
Either knight g5.
Whatever
it
knight
goes
takes,
back.
we play h6
Yeah,
and then bishop f5.
And if bishop f5, knight to d2.
And probably some queen e7.
Queen e7. Maybe queen to d5. We're threatening a2 as a double attack.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, because the knight's on e4.
And then if
That's
knight
very
c3,
true.
we can take the queen, and if knight
And then hit
takes
the rook.
d5. But then there's knight to c7. Oh no, we're up a piece.
We save our
Okay.
bishop. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
I have bishop f4.
Yeah, bishop f4. It might just be worth taking on c3 because then white has one less defender on the queen side.
Right. I like this idea, and then we can go for like bishop e6, c5. For
Right.
example.
Yeah, c5 is definitely a resource. Like b5, queen a5 are resources.
Okay.
I had looked at this position with the knight still on d7 and the pawn still on h2.
So this is basically an improvement.
This is improved because our knight wants to be on f8.
Okay.
I mean, at bishop f4, we might even have bishop f5 keeping all the tension. That could walk into g4 though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we definitely have options after bishop f4.
Okay.
I think just queen takes e7.
Yep. And then if bishop takes, pawn takes. Pawn takes
Just
now.
pawn takes. Yep.
Knight d2. Do we want to play f5 or do we want to play bishop f5? No, bishop f5. There's f3.
Yeah, pawn f5 might. But okay, g4 could be coming. So I'm not actually sure if taking is a threat because, like, when they take bishop f5, there might still be decent compensation. I'm just scanning for candidate moves here.
I like b5, for example, if we're not going to defend.
Yeah, b5 is interesting. I mean, they could take on e4 and then go for f3.
Yeah.
So let's see what. But bishop f5, f3, then they're ready to take with pawn. So I'm looking at what are we concerned about after f5? Is g4 really a big concern? Because we just take it. And the king side file is open, but if we can maintain the pawn on e4, it should be fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with playing f5. I think I'm a little bit maybe more concerned about d5 as a pawn push.
The d5, I don't know if there's a clear threat for white. Like, we might just play bishop d7, rook c8. I think it's okay.
Okay. I was looking at f5, d5, bishop d7, d6 because if queen takes, knight d takes e4.
Yeah, queen e5, and their d pawn should be weaker than it is strong.
Okay, we can just ignore it and play. Okay, that's worked for me. Okay, I'm playing.
Let's go for f5.
And then we want to get bishop e6, basically, ASAP.
Yep. Just reinforce the center. Should also keep in mind the square on d3 is a potential hole, like if our knight or bishop could ever get there. So like b6, bishop a6 is something to keep in mind. Of course, it's maybe a little bit slower, but bishop on d3 could be nice.
Yep.
I imagine they're considering g4 here, and then it could get messy, but
I think Tanya likes messy, so
yeah. Based on their game yesterday too, they played a similar opening with the queenside castling and then going for the attack on the king side, and they actually didn't get a great position from the opening.
I was just gonna say, even after g4, we don't have to take. Like, worst
That's
case.
actually a good point. Yeah. Because if they take on f5, we take back with bishop.
Right. Maybe even something like knight g6 could be cool, going knight
Ooh,
h4.
h4. That's interesting.
And then just like playing that endgame, or playing that endgame structure.
Yeah, we definitely have options after g4.
So, yeah.
Like we could also just play b5 and try and shift the focus to the queen side.
Yep. If knight to c4 trying to go knight e5, we should just go. I think bishop e6.
Bishop e6.
Yeah, we just don't need to worry
knight
about
e5, knight d7, and
Yep. Okay.
always offer the trade.
Sounds good.
Yeah, usually in these positions, we do want to focus our attention on the side where our opponent's king is.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can get the pawn storm or somehow open the c file. But of course, it really depends what white does here. Okay, they play d5, so
Bishop d7.
that was the first thing that came to mind. I'm also now just realizing we do have a path to d3 for our knight, like knight g6 to e5 to d3.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's a question if white has a threat here.
Well, d takes c6 might be a threat because bc6, knight c4, and then we have a really weak pawn structure, and we don't have the ability to ever push.
But then our bishop comes to e6, and we have the half-open b file, and
okay. Could be worse. Yeah. So knight g6, for example, knight to c4. Then
knight c4. Yeah, good question. Do we have b5 there? I know we allowed d6, but if we just play like queen d7, their knight is going to have to move. We play knight d3.
Knight e5.
Or knight e5 to d3.
Well, the problem is, okay, so knight g6, knight c4, b5, d6, queen to d7, knight to a5, knight to e5, knight to e2, and then our c pawn is really weak. Knight d3, king slides to b1.
And then we take on d6 because their rook is blocked.
D6. Okay, so, and then we just trade the c pawn for the d pawn, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm liking knight g6 here. I think it's a bit more useful than playing bishop d7 first.
Okay, because we're okay with d takes c6.
Well, actually, one thing, knight g6, pawn d6.
Queen to d... Queen to
maybe even queen f7.
f7?
Yeah, and then bishop d7 is coming. Should be totally fine.
Okay. Okay, so knight g6, d6, queen f7, knight to a4.
And like bishop e6 and knight e5 is coming. And our pieces find good squares.
Yeah, okay, cool. Knight g6 it is.
Yeah. Yeah, like if we get two more moves and plant the knight on d3, I think black is in very good shape.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really a question if white can stir up counterplay. I mean, they might try f3 at some point. We also just have the potential resource of taking... Oh, but yeah, if we take on d5, knight takes d5, they are threatening knight c7.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what if they play f3 now?
Yeah, I was kind of just wondering about that. f3 now, we take.
And then pawn takes.
Yeah, we can't really take on e3.
Maybe then just bishop d7.
Take bishop d7. Yeah, that's one option. I'm wondering about lines like, let's say f3, c takes d5, and we willingly sack the exchange. Knight takes d5, queen f7, knight c7, and then like bishop e6, for example.
Well, We're not really sacking the exchange, right? Because knight takes e8, for example, we have rook to c8 and it pings the queen.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we don't have to recapture the
Yeah.
knight. That's actually very true. Yeah,
So
rook c8 comes very quickly.
knight
So
c7
maybe
isn't
that's
a
the line to
real
go for. Like
Okay.
f3, because the c file opens up. Our queen on f7 is actually very nicely placed.
Mm-hmm.
So f3, cd5, knight d5, queen f7, a2 is a target.
Yeah.
Yeah, this d5 move might end up backfiring for them.
I wonder, no, there's no like queen b3 or anything. We can just take anyways.
That's true.
Okay.
I'm sorry if there's background noise on my end.
No, it's okay.
There's a baby crying outside my window.
I heard the police siren.
Okay, yeah.
It's all good.
What to do. Yeah, doing well on time. I think we slowed down at the right moments. And this is exactly the type of position we want. It's just dynamic, active play, can play for a win as black.
For sure.
So we looked at f3. We looked at, I think knight c4 was also a potential move.
Yeah, knight c4. We have c takes d5 there as well.
That's also true. Yeah, that might be worth considering because it allows for bishop e6 quicker.
The problem with knight to c4, c takes d5, knight takes d5, we don't have queen f7, so I was
Knight
thinking
e6.
maybe queen c5, but then I don't know if we ever want to really trade off queens. There's just nowhere really good for the queen to go after that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think like if b5 could, okay, never mind. So pawn d6.
Can we take? Knight takes
There's knight
e4.
e4. So ideally, we just want to play queen f7, bishop e6, and chill.
Yep, I'm cool with queen f7. I think it's a transposition to the other lines we looked at.
Yeah, is there any other concern? Like queen f7, f3?
We take, and then bishop e6.
Okay, yeah, and then their knight is a bit restricted.
I mean,
All
it's
right,
crazy, but we can even take on e3, so.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, queen f7 looks good.
Okay. So knight a4, we have knight e5.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if they play knight a4.
Yeah.
Because a2 is also tender.
Oh, true. I didn't even see. Okay.
Okay, they go for f4. So they're preventing knight e5, and they're giving us the option to take on f3 or not. Problem is, if we don't take on f3, our knight is a bit misplaced, but I guess there's a couple plans here. Like, we could... I know you're looking at pawn takes f3. I'm looking at bishop e6, so maybe let's start by calculating pawn takes f3.
Okay.
Gf3 or knight f3. Both moves are possible.
I think knight f3 maybe is a little bit more logical.
Yeah. I just don't like what it does to the structure, because even if we win the e-pawn, it seems like they get activity.
Mm-hmm.
Their knight comes into the game. Their d-pawn is supported by the rook. Intuitively, bishop e6 seems to make a lot more sense. They might have g4 ideas, but if they ever play g4, a knight can maybe plant itself on h4.
Okay, I like that.
And
Also,
yeah, if they go
bishop
for knight
e6.
b3,
Yeah.
if they go for knight b3, we have options. We could maybe take and then play rook d8, go after the d-pawn. We can also go for bishop c4 to d3. So
I like bishop c4, d3 a lot.
yeah, I say just play bishop e6.
Okay.
Put the ball back in their court. And I don't think we're threatening to take on a2 here because b3. But their knight on d2 is now restricted a little bit.
Yeah.
And it seems like their d pawn should eventually just die. They might try and play g4 and spice things up.
Mm-hmm.
But g4, we maybe just leave the tension, and if g takes f5, we take back with bishop.
I honestly think g4, maybe we just go knight h4, because then if g takes f5, we have knight takes, and then we're threatening e3.
Oh, that's possible.
And then we're also threatening d6.
That's very possible. Yeah, e4 might be falling in some of those lines, but we do have good initiative there. So...
Oh, the other option is just rook a to d8, for example, because if they ever take on e4, now they don't have f3 to ever defend the knight, so we just win the knight, basically.
Wait, sorry, in what line? So g4...
If g4, rook a d8,
okay,
g takes f5, bishop takes, they can't
Yep.
really take on e4.
Oh, yeah, that's like kind of self-destructive for white.
Yeah, but there is rook... I mean, if they really want to defend it, they have like rook d4 and stuff, but I don't...
Mm-hmm.
I think we have c5 and can eventually play b5, I'm sure.
Yeah, there will be enough play.
Yeah. But pushing them into time trouble is really good.
Yeah,
or like at least making
up over
them.
3 minutes.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, we should keep in mind this b5, b4 resource too.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kick away the knight and then maybe someday win a2.
Well, we can't really win a2 right now because of b3.
But that's still b3, that's true.
Yeah. Can't get the bishop there.
Mm-hmm.
So now they can play knight a4, but after knight a4... Oh,
okay, they go for g4.
Rook d8.
Yeah, so again, after rook d8, pawn takes, bishop takes. Let's say knight d takes e4.
Queen e6.
Queen e6.
Oh, maybe knight c5.
Yeah, there's some.
Oh, knight c5. We can take with
then
a check.
Then we take on e3. So they have to play rook d4. And we play c5.
c5.
And it seems like their rook is running out of squares. Because like rook c4 or a4, we have b5. And then knight takes b5, we win e4. Yeah, go for rook d8.
Okay. The one line I was like, yeah, g takes f5, g takes bishop takes f5. Oh no, if knight c takes, then we just win. Oh yeah, this is what I was looking at. G takes, bishop takes, knight c takes e4, queen to e6.
But a2 is also hanging there.
Oh, okay, you're right.
But it's still worth calculating because queen takes a2, knight f6. Gets a little bit murky. Should be good in black's favor, though.
Wait, which is the line? G takes f5, bishop takes, knight c takes e4.
If knight c takes, we could take on a2, but we have other options too. I was looking at queen a2, knight f6 to trade knight for bishop. Okay, take back with bishop. Yeah, so what are they going to do here? If they take on e4...
I think it's take on e4, because queen e6, there's knight g5 or knight c5. Maybe that's what they were looking at.
We don't have queen e3 check.
Right, so we have to make queen takes a2 work. And then queen takes a2, knight f6. We take with the pawn, queen takes f5.
Yeah, then we take on d6 maybe. We have queen a1, we have rook takes e3. It seems like there should be at least one good option there for black.
No queen a1, because knight b1 is actually really terrible for us. So rook d6
is a little bit shaky too.
Yeah. But I like rook
knight
d6.
c takes e4. I'm wondering if can we start with rook takes e4? Okay, they play knight b3, so... Oh, that's interesting. So they want to play knight d4, and we don't have this quick bishop c4 to d3. Do we have rook e6 just attacking the pawn? How do they defend?
Knight to d4, rook takes d6, knight takes f5, queen takes, there you get e4 back.
That's true. We also maybe can consider knight h4 to f3 here.
Thoughts on maybe? Oh no, b6, knight d4. Okay, knight h4, knight f3.
That's one idea.
Yeah. Like
There's also the idea, might maybe too weird, is to play bishop e6 to c4, but I feel like it's a little bit slow because e4 hangs. I would like to attack the d pawn. We look at this rook e6 line again. Rook e6, knight e4. Rook e takes d6. Knight takes f5. Queen takes f5. Trade. Let's say they take on d6. We take back on d6. Yeah, they win e4, and we're probably not worse.
shaky.
We might have like rook e6 in the very end of that line to go after e3. But it's very concrete.
Okay.
A few other moves that just popped into my mind. One is knight takes f4 and e3. I don't think it works though.
What are your thoughts on just b6? b6, knight d4, c5, and if knight takes f5, take with the queen?
Wait a minute. Yeah, b6 is definitely a candidate move, but b6, knight d4, can we take on d6?
And then knight takes f5. Oh, and then we just take the rook and then
defend our
take...
pawn.
Oh, and then if rook d4, we can always just go for h3.
Yeah, I was looking at c5 to like sack the c pawn, but b6 might be a nice prophylactic move.
I like b6.
b6 c5.
b6. No, I think maybe just b6, knight d4, rook takes d6 is totally fine. And if they don't do anything, we can always play c5.
Is there a more useful move to play than b6?
Knight h4. But knight h4 runs into knight c5 potentially. I kind of want to stop knight c5 as well, because I don't really want. Maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, but we should make a move.
Oh, sorry, my audio I think cut out for a moment there. I said you can go ahead and play b6.
Okay.
I think the mic and it lost connection for a moment.
No worries. No worries. I just want to make sure that we're making at least decent moves with enough time to spare. But...
yeah, I like this b6 idea, just kind of keeping all the tension in the position. And then eventually we do want to go after this d6 pawn. Yep. They might play rook d2. Like they might also try and slow play rook d2, rook hd1. But then...
can we just go c5?
Yeah, c5 looks fine, actually.
Because we can always take on h3 if they ever just go... wait. True. You know what's interesting? Maybe they want to play h4.
Worst case, we have knight f8 back.
Yeah, we also have queen f6 for now, so it's okay, I think. But it might be interesting.
Also, if rook d2, then maybe knight h4 is more attractive because knight f3 comes with tempo.
Yep.
Also, rook d2, there might be knight takes f4.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the knight takes f4, rook f1.
Oh, well, rook f1, we always have knight d3, yeah. But then there's rook takes, and then there's e4. Oh, no, we threaten the queen, so they don't have that.
Yeah, it's...
okay.
It could get messy, but it's a good resource to keep in mind.
We are up on time, so I'm happy with messy.
That's nice. Yeah, still up about 3 minutes.
Yep. I think rook d2, knight f4 just straight up works.
So knight f4, ef4, e3. Wow, okay, so e3, there's rook d3.
Rook d3, rook takes d6.
Rook takes d6.
Oh, maybe knight to d4. No, knight d4 we just take.
Wait, sorry. Knight takes f4.
E takes.
Pawn takes e3.
Mm-hmm.
Rook d3.
Rook d4. Rook d6.
And then I was wondering about rook takes d6. They sack the queen, and they have rook and 2 knights. But we have a passed pawn.
And we get f4.
We got f4 with tempo. We have queen f5 check to throw in.
Hard to play imbalances down on time too.
Yeah. Is there any rook d3? Also, after rook d3, we might have c5. So to threaten c4 with a fork and the rook being pinned. So I think as long as there's no other concerns, I think knight f4 we can probably go ahead and play. But let's just make sure, just hover over f4. Does white have any other options? Because if rook f1 or rook f2, we have knight d3. Knight takes e4 doesn't work. I say just, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
If you want to pre-move e3, it's not necessary, but you could.
Yeah, e3 is pretty forceful. I wonder if there's what there could possibly be. I don't think they're going to give up the queen. I think that's not something that people are comfortable doing down on time. So I think
they might try. Like there might not be any other reasonable options for white.
Yeah.
In which case we still have to. Yeah, there's e2. I mean, we get our pawn to e2 and they play rook e1. So we get very, very close.
Or did they just also knight e2? But
oh yeah, yeah. And depending on the line.
Okay, knight d3.
Yeah, what's their plan? They want to play queen f2, but we just move our bishop. Yeah, go for knight d3. They might play king b1 here. Okay.
So maybe knight takes e4 is their idea, but we should go queen g6 or queen e6.
Queen g6 does look pretty nice here. Unpinning. And then we're maybe threatening bishop takes h3 with tempo.
Oh, maybe they want to play knight d4.
So let's say queen g6, knight d4. We just take on h3.
Okay, cool with that.
Yeah, okay.
And if any rook g2, we just move the queen.
Oh yeah, good point. Rook g2. Our queen is tied down to defending the bishop. We might have to play queen h5 there, which looks okay, and then maybe bishop g6 coming.
What are your thoughts on c5? c5, knight takes e4, rook takes e4, rook takes d3. We can play rook e5, for example. If queen takes e5, we also have rook e5. Actually, if queen d3, we have rook f4, cutting off the rook and taking the queen next move.
I'm sorry, c5.
Yeah.
Knight e4, rook e4, and then it looks a little bit messier. I'm leaning more towards queen g6 here.
Okay, wait, sorry. What about c5, knight e4, knight to b4?
Oh wow. Okay, you're maybe convincing me, but there's knight f6 check.
Okay, queen takes. Yeah, okay.
And they take on. I say play queen g6.
All right, let's do it.
I think they're going to play rook g2.
Yeah.
And then queen h5. And our queen is decently placed on h5. h3 is attacked. Probably threatening bishop h3 or even queen h3. And d6 is also attacked. They might try like knight d4. Our bishop moves, queen b3 check. But I think it's only one check.
Yeah. I'm a little worried about maybe d7. Oh, another problem after knight d4 is that our c-pawn's hanging.
I don't think we care too much about our c-pawn. I mean, we have bishop d7, worst case.
Okay.
Like bishop d7 will restrict the knight, and then c5 can come with tempo.
So sorry, rook g2, queen h5, knight to d4.
And we have options. We could take on h3, but okay. Queen h5. I think you just start with.
Yep.
Okay, they make the battery. So bishop g6 looks like a safe move here.
Yep, bishop playing bishop g6.
Yeah, go for it. Rook
Alright.
g5, we take on h3.
Yeah.
So h3 and d6 are both hanging. We have our amazing octopus knight. Our king is safe. Time is good. I'm not seeing too many resources for white here.
Me neither. I'm still okay. Rook takes d6.
Yeah, I mean, queen b3, king h8. What are they
Looks
doing?
fine to me.
Yeah. Okay, they play queen a4.
We can play queen a5 if we really want to.
Yeah, let's consider some options. a7's attacked. c6 also attacked. Do we have c5? I don't think tactics work with taking on
They can't
g6
take-
or
yeah.
e8.
Yeah, but there is also just knight to b5.
Wait a minute. No, c5, I think they can take on g6.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Okay,
our
you're right.
e8
Yep.
rook is kind of hanging.
Scrap that.
Yeah. Do we have
Thoughts on b5, rook
B5?
takes d4?
So b5, queen takes a7.
Rook takes d4, queen defense.
But we have b4. Gotta watch our time too.
Knight here. Knight
I'm
here.
actually wondering about rook e7 here. Just
Wait,
as a
what about
safe
queen
move.
h4?
Queen h3. That also, yeah, maybe we're overthinking. Just queen h3.
If queen
Are
h3, knight takes c6, then we play rook f8 just to defend.
I like it. I'd
Oh,
say just go for it.
There's maybe knight e4, but then we can just take, and then we're probably fine. So
It
queen
should be
h3.
fine. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to keep it simple because we just don't want to get checkmated accident. So taking on e3 or taking the knight.
So they might be threatening knight f5. Like if we play queen e3, knight f5 could hurt us.
Ah, that's true. Okay, so maybe rook takes d4.
Do we have? Wait, rook d4, pawn d4, and then what?
E3.
Interesting. King a1.
Okay.
What are they? Can we play like c5 here?
What about?
I kind of like c5. Like, where does their knight go? Because f5 is covered.
Oh yeah.
Queen
Okay.
takes f5.
Okay. C5.
Yep. And then if knight b5, we might just drop back rook d8.
Okay.
Knight might actually try and maneuver to f4. Like, oh, but our knight covers f4.
If knight b5, I kind of like rook f6 more because I'd rather get rook f6, rook f8 than.
We also
rook
have.
f8.
Oh yeah, that's true. And we keep b6 defended.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But there is knight d5.
Knight d5.
Knight d5. Knight d5. Maybe there's rook c1. And then we're threatening.
Rook f1.
F1.
I see what you mean. Oh, that's interesting. So rook f6, knight d5, rook f1.
Rook takes,
Rook
queen
takes.
If knight e7
doesn't work. We just take on e7. They don't have any because we're threatening mate.
Okay, rook f6.
Yeah, go for rook f6. And if they play rook g3, we still have rook f1.
I want to just simplify.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, rook f1.
Rook f1. Rook takes f1 takes. Knight e7 takes. Yeah, go for it. And I think their only way to defend b2 is queen a3, but that's like very good sign for us.
Well, we win the rook.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, that's very true. King c2. Wow.
Take the rook. G1.
Yeah, and then queen h2, right?
Oh no, we have knight e1.
That
really
also.
matter.
I think just take the rook.
Okay, and then we have queen h2.
And then queen h2 wins the rook. Yep. We also have queen b2 mate if their king goes to c3.
Oh yeah.
d1.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And if they play bishop, or if they play king d1, we have bishop h5.
Wow, we have mate multiple ways.
Yeah, it might just be forced mate already.
Wait, king b3. Where's the force mate?
I'm looking. Takes king c4, knight e5 checkmate.
Okay, great. Queen b2 then.
Mate in 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just making
Nice
sure.
game. Nice game.
Whew. Wow.
Okay.
Oh!
Forgot about that move. Queen
Wait,
takes
take?
e2. Yep.
Queen takes a2. Yeah. And then
I mean, their knight's hanging. Let's try and find the mate.
checkmate. I don't see it.
And queen d5 is good enough. I'm going to spend another moment, but yeah, just queen takes d5. We're threatening rook a8.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Almost checkmate. I'm sure there was something that was checkmate, but I can't see it. So, it's made in 11. Yeah, I'm not seeing that.
Okay, of course. Yeah, easy made in 11.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. No, it was great teamwork. I think your b6 move was really nice, kind of subtle improvement.
Thank you.
But I was very happy with the opening as well.
So the team, oh yes, my queen, what a spectacular defensive game, calculating variations in a very nice fashion. So team Check the India
I can't
was
hear me though.
this time unsuccessful with the white color. This means, oh yes, my queen is leading the match 1-0. Congratulations to oh yes, my queen.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a fun game. It was very dynamic after what seemed like a solid opening, but maybe similar vibes to their game yesterday, where they castle queenside and a queen's gambit declined, and then things get super sharp.
Right. I mean, I was very impressed because I thought that you basically picked up all the best moves. Maybe there was one or two inaccuracies along the way, but overall, nice variations. So what happened after this knight x4? Because I noticed, I think it was you, Eric, who noticed this earlier, this idea. Maybe it was Nemo. Maybe it was Nemo, actually, this knight f4, e3. And then at the critical moment, it worked.
That was Eric, but yeah, it was. We saw that move before Rook D2 even played, and we were like, we're going to play B6, and then we'll see what White does. So yeah, it was a great spot by Eric.
Try to find it. It was about here. Yeah, after knight b3, b6, rook d2. Unfortunately, for team Check the India was a bit blunder. Maybe the question to Sagar and Tanya: what happened here? Did you miss knight f4? Probably you missed knight f4, but maybe the alternatives were not looking really that great.
Yeah, it was tough to come up with the move, and I thought rook d2. If they don't have knight f4, we end up supporting the d6 pawn. So completely missed out on the tactic of knight takes pawn there. Otherwise, we obviously would have tried to find something else. But I think the main aim, and I pushed for rook d2 because I wanted to really defend that d6 pawn. But after knight f4, it just collapses completely, I think.
Right. Would you like to go through the game very quickly and try to pinpoint some of the key moments?
Yeah, super down.
That's fine with me. Yeah, we did a little bit of opening prep with this QGD because I know Tanya had a game against Alice Lee in the Olympia that went into a similar variation.
So you were not considering to play the Botvinnik variation or the Moscow, depends what happens.
No, we didn't want something too crazy, just a little bit crazy.
You got it. All right, so bishop e7, bishop d3, h3, queen c2. Maybe the question to team Check the India. This line with h3, queen c2, long castle, this is something quite modern lately, because as far as I know with my limited knowledge, typically the idea here for white is to play the short castle, rook b1 and b4, b5, but long castle is pretty modern stuff, is it not?
Yeah, it's an interesting idea, but I think in this particular position, they have this knight e4, which trades off a few pieces. Ideally, you want to keep as many minor pieces. So we wanted something fun. So we went for long castle, but I think knight e4 is the correct response. Because if white gets one more move, then after bishop f4, it gets more fun for white, maybe.
Right. Yeah, so it was a very tense game here after d5.
Yeah, here actually... instead of d5, we had the option of g4. So we were debating whether g4 or d5 because both lead to different positions.
Are you now a bit regretting you went for d5, d6 and should have played g4 instead?
Maybe
Or
not, but
d5,
I think
d6 felt good?
d5 was fine. I think they played really well with b6 move. I think that was something I think it was very cool. I like ahead.
All right, so the first game is over, and now the question to the teams is, considering there's been a decisive result in the first game, so maybe I'm going to start with team Oh Yes My Queen. Is this going to alter your strategy for the second game? Because clearly before you're entering a match, you have some scenarios discussed. In case you win, you play like this. In case you draw, you play something else. Is this something you have discussed before the match?
Well, I think our overall strategy is to stay focused and play good moves. So in that respect, our strategy probably won't change too much.
All right. So now the question the team checked in India, are you going to try to play something sharper? Probably.
Yeah, if
Maybe
you get
we
the
have to just
opportunity.
play. Yeah.
I mean, for us, it's just one result that matters now, right? So we have to try and take as many chances as we get.
All right, so before we get into the game number 2, so the Halloween is approaching us, the viewers, and it's going to be here in a while. If you need a costume this Halloween, our chess piece costumes let you live the dream as a king. So whether you are the intimidating queen, a sneaky bishop, or just a pawn in someone else's game, we've got you covered, literally. Plus, if you're ordering within United States, use the code Halloween24 at checkout to unlock free shipping on orders over $70. Use exclamation mark merch in chat or visit Chess.com shop to get the party started. We'll be back with Team Chess Battle 2 right after the break.
It started.
Let's go. And yeah, d4 it is. Let's go.
D4 it is. So d5, let's go knight f3 to just avoid all e5 stuff, okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's castle. Yeah, just castle quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, castle, queen c2, rook e8.
Knight
We have
c4.
that.
Knight c4. Excellent.
I don't think they're going to give up the queen. I think that's not something that people are comfortable doing.
Rook g2, queen h5.
But then we have. And right now, by the way, what about knight d4, Tanya?
Knight d4, bishop h3.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Almost checkmate. I'm sure there was something that was checkmate, but I can't see it. So, it's made in 11. Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Okay, of course. Yeah, easy made in 11.
Yeah, no problem.
They played very well, huh?
Yeah.
You played amazing, Tanya. Don't worry.
What is going on with our merch? Oh my god, I cannot even look at that. All right. I need help from a higher power. We gotta figure this out. Mittens, I summon thee and all the spirits to send a sign and help me solve the age-old problem of chess merch. d4, d5. Knight f3, knight f6. And bishop to f4. Oh wait, no. I wasn't supposed to do the London. Uh-oh. Oh, well that wasn't so bad. A Mittens doll, of course, Mittens merch. Great idea. Oh my god. This isn't Mittens. It looks like Chucky doll and Mittens had a baby. Well, apparently that didn't work. But I love the idea. Let me talk to the team. Oh, okay. This merch idea. I love this thing. Let's get out of here. What the f? Is that what I think it is? I just got rid of that thing. I'm gonna throw you right in the dumpster where you belong. If I could flush you down the toilet, I would. Alright, time for another show. Chessboard's all ready. Sweet. Oh, what the? I don't know who's been getting you out of the trash, but I'm putting you in the dumpster myself. That'll do it. Oh my god! What? It's... God. sending you back where you came. We gotta get rid of this thing. We already have good merch on the way. E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, bishop to B5, and go! Ah!
What is your chess personality? All right, let's see. How do you react when opponents talk trash? I started it. What's up, bro? Which is one puzzle rush mode you play for the rest of your life? 3 minute all day. We do it already. 51 is a high. Right. What would you play in this position? Take on h7 or palm move? Oh, yeah, that's a great gift. Bishop takes h7, knight g5, queen h5. In this position, which would you play first? Knight f3 or f4? Or f4 all day. That's, you know what that is. Which time control do you do more? Bullet, absolutely.
A little bit rapid these days.
It's Friday night. You lost on time. What do you do? No, we tilt till 4 a.m., baby. I am a artist. Nice.
I'm a romantic.
We are back with the semi-final of Chess.com's Team Chess Battle. Here we have two amazing teams. Oh yes, my queen in the very first game with the black color were victorious over Czech the India team. And this essentially is a matchup to find out who will face the Spanish duo Ratatata team in the grand finale. But first we have game two to see. Now maybe the first question I'm going to have is to the team, oh yes, my queen, either Eric or Nemo. Are you going to play for a draw or be solid, see what happens? What's your strategy?
Honestly, I would say we're just trying to make the best moves, every single move. I don't think we're really thinking about that. Just trying to play good chess here.
So you're going to play a draw. I got it. No, question to Sagar, perhaps, because I was watching the broadcast yesterday, Sagar, and you revealed us that you are playing about 20 meters away from some super GMs, namely Argenary Gaisi and Pragananda. What about today? Are you getting any positive vibes or channeling some positive energy from some very strong grandmasters in close vicinity, yes, or no, it's not working today?
Right now in my room are sitting Vidit, Prag and Vaishali. And I think if I want to go back to them, I should play some good chess, so they will be, I can, talk to them later.
What about
so,
some faster chess?
Sorry?
What about some faster chess?
What is faster chess?
I'm just saying you might need to place little. It's so hard. It's so hard to. Sorry, Sagar. I apologize. I take back. I was just trying. Never mind. It's okay.
Trying to trash talk. Yeah. I mean, we need to play fast for sure. But you see, like Prague, Vidit, all of them come under time pressure. So we also learn a bit of not so great things from them.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, I wish to all of you best of luck and an exciting game. So it's time for you to go to your rooms and prep for the game discussed strategy. In the meantime, I think we are going to check what is the prize fund of this tournament. In total, it's $10,000. The first place is going to walk away with $3,500. We already know one of the finalists. That is the Ratatatata team, this amazing Spanish duo. The second team, the second finalist, will be decided today. The third and the fourth place will walk away $1,250, and everybody else has $500 in their pockets. So quite a bit of amazing prize money to pick up. And I think it's also a good idea for us to select a team and hear what they're discussing about their opening strategy. So we're going to probably go with a team of Czech to India because they need to fight back. They're going to be this time play with the black color, but all it takes is just one good game, and we'll see what's going to happen.
Yeah, start with e4. Let's see what they do. If they play e5, I'm thinking 4-knight Scotch, which I'm pretty comfortable with.
Okay, sounds good. No Spanish.
No Spanish. Yeah, Spanish. There's too many ways things can get dynamic and messy.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, apparently your stream is muted.
Which stream?
Your stream.
My stream.
Oh, sorry.
Like my I Am Rosen stream?
Oh.
Or
No, I got you baited.
okay.
I apologize.
Okay, e4.
Oh,
wait,
this
we
was
have less time.
Well, I think the
sorry,
game
okay.
started without me being pulled into the room. So
yeah.
I am on play/online.
Okay.
All right, let's do this. But yeah, happy to let you got the opening.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah,
You got prep.
I think they'll either play e4, e5 or e4, c5.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they are the ones that have to play for a win, so
Of course.
it's going to be very interesting.
It's a good spot to be in. We just don't want to play too safely or passively. Like if we have chances, we take them.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. E4.
Yep. Knight f3. Yeah, I know we prepared other stuff, but play. Assuming they play knight c6, I'd say start with knight c3.
Okay.
Yep. And then I see Tanya's expression. I can't hear her, but
she must have expected the Spanish. She must have. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy playing the Scotch actually because Spanish has so much prep. So much.
There's not too many. Okay, so d4.
All right.
There's not too many crazy things Black can do. I did check Tanya's games briefly in this yesterday, and there's a line that I have in mind that I don't think she's encountered before in tournament play. So, and it's like quite safe. It's a little bit tricky too. Like Black can go wrong. They might try bishop b4, but okay, take on d4. Yep. Bishop b4 is coming. You'll take on c6.
Great.
Have you played these positions before from either color?
Yeah, I've played this a ton with
cool.
mostly the black side, but I think I mentioned to you briefly. This was the first opening I played as a kid.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There is a tricky move here, knight takes e4, which I do know a little bit about, but okay, they go for a main line.
Knight c6.
Yep.
And then bishop d3.
Correct. And now, if they play pawn d5, you can play bishop to d2.
Okay.
If they castle, you castle d5 and then still bishop d2. So there's a couple move order transpositions. And bishop d2 is somewhat of a sideline.
Okay,
just
so
castle here. Yeah. Yeah, when Archer's asked if we're going to play for a draw, I didn't really want to mention the fact I had this line in mind, but
Yeah.
there's been a lot of like grandmaster games that just draw from this exact opening. They might try d6, but okay, bishop d2, you can play quickly.
Okay.
And here there's actually a lot of branches. Based on Tanya's expression there, it seems like she maybe doesn't quite know this.
I don't know this at all. Is bishop c3 not a threat?
So there's a pawn sack, yeah, but it's like it leads to this opposite color bishop ending.
Okay.
There's also a lot of lines where we just like trade everything.
Yeah.
So black, I mean, there's probably like 5 or 6 viable moves for black, but there's some tricks too. Like if black tries to keep the tension with rook e8, then knight takes d5 is possible.
Looks fun. Okay.
Yeah. I think the most challenging move is rook b8.
Rook b8. Okay.
Which I checked like very, very briefly on the break between games.
Yeah.
Rook b8, there's like rook e1, but okay, bishop b7 is a new move.
That looks super passive.
I think they're trying to transpose into the line after
e takes
e5,
d5,
cd5, and then often the bishop moves back. I'm wondering if we can play e5 here. I mean, maybe this is what they're wanting for is a dynamic position, but it might also just be good for us. I was not expecting to be out of theory this early in this line, but...
Thoughts on h3, queen f3?
That's interesting too, just keeping the tension. Because black doesn't really want to take on e4. And then, yeah, maybe we keep the option later, open later for playing pawn e5.
Yeah, and if ever d4, we have knight e2, b3.
Yeah, d4 is like probably a position mistake
suicide
for them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe just play h3 quickly.
Yeah.
I like that more than e5 because, yeah, give them options, maybe drain more time.
I've played this position a ton as black, and I've always liked the positions after white's pushed e5, and I hate it when they leave the pawn on e4.
Gotcha.
So I'm just going off what I don't like to play.
And h3 is just such a typical move for the structure too, because we prevent bishop g4, which is sometimes a resource for black.
Rook b1.
Yeah, is there any argument for playing b3? b3 might make a little bit more sense. And then we make sure we can put a rook in the center later.
Okay.
I don't think there's any downside.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Okay, b3.
Okay.
Because the knight can't move.
And then, yeah, I think maybe the plan, or at least one plan, is queen f3, rook ad1, rook fe1.
Yeah.
Just super solid. Keep the pawn tension.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, they go for d4. Okay, so you called this positional suicide, but
positional suicide. Let's see.
They do grab space.
Yeah.
We have knight a4, but I think knight e2 just makes more sense.
Because I want to go knight e2, knight g3,
exactly.
better than knight a4, knight b2, knight c4, right?
I agree. Yeah, knight e2.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they've avoided like liquidation, but okay, we're getting a nice kind of middle game position.
Knight g3.
Knight g3, sure.
Well-known knows this theory, and the point is black cannot get a sharp game.
It's definitely a middle game idea. Just play on the king side.
Never push e5 because knight d5 can get annoying. Well, or at least not yet. But
we only want to play e5 if it's like clearly good for white. But it's a lingering idea that they have to constantly worry about. Okay, rook e8. So f4 might be interesting here, but also maybe not necessary. Queen f3 also comes to mind.
I kind of like f4, queen e3, but maybe
f4,
then
queen f3.
Yeah, f4,
Yeah.
queen f3, but maybe then it's too weak. e4 is too weak. Because bishop b7.
Yeah, it's a question, can they generate enough attackers on e4? Because like we already have e4 defended twice. If queen f3, we play rook a e1, and we have 4 defenders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see too many problems with that. I think f4...
f4, we're clearly stating we're playing for a win.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean,
Okay, let's
I think
do
it's
it
what
then.
the position calls for. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. f4. Okay, queen f3.
Yeah, I'm just looking for their ideas, but
Oh, maybe it's because they want to play bishop b7, knight takes e4, knight takes e4, f5.
yeah, we have bishop takes e4 first.
Oh.
So I don't think that's ever a concern.
Maybe
Yeah, just
rook
queen
takes
f3.
e4. Rook takes e4, knight takes f5.
Wait, so after bishop b7, rook a
Rook
e1,
e1.
and then what?
Knight takes e4.
Bishop takes e4?
Oh, rook takes
Oh,
e4.
rook takes.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. There's no way that can be good.
Because if it is, then we have to play f5, which I'm also not super against, but then there's bishop e6. Oh, that doesn't work then.
Sorry, my audio just dropped.
Oh.
I refreshed.
I can hear you now.
Can you repeat what you last?
I was gonna say f5, but ignore f5 because bishop d6 is just yeah.
Okay, so bishop e7, rook e1. Sagar might be calculating the same thing. I see his hands doing this.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Bishop b7, rook a1, knight takes, bishop takes, rook takes, knight takes, f5.
We knight f6. No. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying.
Maybe we play queen e2. No, queen e2. There's still knight takes.
Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, rook a e1. We're looking at knight takes e4. We take with rook on e4. And if they play f5, we take on e8. Hit their queen.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
We win a piece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like not the first thing you consider, but
okay, I like it.
Yeah, just rook a1. Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay. And I wonder maybe they'll burn time. Okay, they don't burn any time. Okay, so it might be a little bit more comfortable to get our queen elsewhere, but there's other options. A4
I kind
is
of
an interesting
like
move.
knight h4.
Knight h5.
H5. Maybe now. No, it doesn't work anymore because we have queen g6, g3 threatening knight f6. So we can go knight h5. Not worrying about.
I don't know if knight h5 is necessary.
Okay.
I'm just looking at this move a4 just to throw in.
Yeah, sure. Done.
Maybe toy with the idea of playing bishop b5.
Yeah, if we can close off the light square bishop, that would be insane. Or swap it off, I guess.
Right.
But do we want to trade off the bishop and then get our queen to d3? Maybe there's c4 ideas there.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe a4 is not necessary. You were saying knight h5?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that pretty much forces a knight trade. They take g6. Our queen moves, bishop g7. But then we have f5 ideas. It does look very solid. They might try and double up on the e-file, but we can also double up on the e-file.
Yeah.
It just feels a little bit wrong trading knights because their knight...
Is their knight worse than our knight?
Home. Yeah, I guess if we ever, if we
Okay.
ever achieve e5, there's knight d5.
I'm also good with throwing in a4 because what are they going to play unless c4 is ever a threat?
Yeah, maybe we play a4, just put the ball in their court, and then, yeah, start with a4. We'll save knight h5.
Wait, what
Or-
on a4, knight to
Yeah.
e4?
Oh, this line again.
Yeah.
Takes. You know what? Do you want to play knight h5 and just
let's play
save
knight
time?
h5.
Yeah, let's go for it. Keep things
Okay.
simple.
Yeah.
Like long term, our structure should just be better than theirs. With
Mhm.
damage pawns on the queen side for black.
Because then I'm even looking at queen g4. I'm always happy to trade queens on g4.
That's also an idea.
And then we can just pressure
Play
on the
an
h
endgame.
file, play g5. I mean, it's just positionally so good.
Bring our king in.
Yeah, I'm playing queen g5. Oh, you cut out again, I think.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No worries. Queen g5?
Queen h4 still looks kind of attractive because we have more attacking potential with like f5, f6. And if we play queen g4, they don't have to trade queens. Like they could play queen c6 and.
But if they play queen c6, don't you think we have f5, h4?
Oh, then f5.
h4,
Yeah.
h4, h5.
Okay, go for queen g4. Yeah, I like that. And now they have to decide.
Because we like the endgame we're playing like very happily.
Oh, for sure.
Whatever.
Yeah,
So
especially given the match situation.
yeah, playing endgame for a win is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. And this might actually provoke them to make like dubious decisions to try and keep chances alive.
Also, queen c6, a4 looks really good.
Yeah. Yeah, then we're actually threatening bishop e5. I guess they have a6, but that's probably a nice inclusion for white.
Yeah, we would be happier going into the endgame with the pawns on a6 too.
Yeah, and then it's a long-term target.
Yeah, and just making weaknesses. We can just make as many weaknesses.
Do they have some like take on e4 f5 idea? No, because their queen's hanging. Okay,
right.
Never mind.
Oh no, my queen. But for example, if queen to d6, maybe we can go. Even then, we can go f5, but we don't need to play f5 yet.
Yeah, queen d6 would give us options. I mean, e5.
E5 does.
E5 is kind of interesting too. And then,
I was thinking
we have ideas of e6 eventually.
Yeah, the other idea I had was f5, f4, but it's very slow. I mean, f5, f6.
Oh, f5, f6, yeah.
Yeah, but it's really slow and the pawn gets weak. Okay.
Okay, we take back.
King f2? Oh, maybe we can't.
Yeah, what are they trying to do? King f7, but we're gonna have like bishop c4 in some positions too. I think you're good to start with king f2.
Okay. We can't really play rook h1 and double our rooks on the h file.
Yeah, we're a little bit tied down to e4, which is okay. Like
f6 was to prevent g5.
Okay, a positional play.
So maybe we just double rooks on the e file instead and push e5.
That's one idea, or just double rooks on the e file and chill and do nothing and see what they're up to. It's like what is Black's way of making progress here? Like there's no pawn break on the queen side. And on the king side, like f5 or g5, but it might be worth playing g3 just as a solidifying move. I don't know if it's necessary. I mean, maybe.
I kind of like rook e2 first, rook e1, just to have the e5 idea.
Sure. Yeah, that could be a bit more flexible.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Not really sure what our king's doing on f2 either, honestly, but it's okay.
Yeah, I think we originally played it just to have the option
Yeah.
of rook h1.
But now I
And
realize it.
Like long term, it could be nice just having more or closer access to defending the pawns.
Yeah. It might be interesting to go g3 and then like move our king over to the queen side, because then we have these ideas of swinging the rook over to the h file if we ever want it.
Sure.
Which is kind of fun, but it's like 5 moves off.
They might play rook e7, rook be8, and then tie us down to the e-pawn.
Yeah.
And then we just play rook fe1.
If they give us the time, I think king e1, king d1 would be pretty sweet. Unless you want the king on the king side. But I personally...
I'm not sure. It might just depend what they do.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
I'm also just realizing there might be a resource c3. Not necessary like right away, but just something to keep in mind where if they have to take on c3, we take with bishop, our bishop gets more active.
Yep. Pretty down for that.
But I also kind of like your idea of rook fe1 and e5, if it can work out concretely.
Yeah. I just like him. Yeah, I like it more when the king's not on the king side. Because the pair of bishops, like, looking down on that side is actually kind of annoying in some lines.
I guess if somehow we play rook fe1 and e5, then maybe our king just finds a nice pocket on g3.
Yeah, true.
And then, like, imagine their bishop goes back to e7 or f8, and we have a rook supporting a passed e-pawn.
Yeah.
Our dark square bishop can activate.
Yeah.
So this is maybe one reason to not commit to g3 in the event we want to eventually play king g3.
Okay, so here, for example.
So, yeah, like rook fe1, just kind of preparing for the fact they might double up. We're also threatening to trap the bishop with pawn e5 now. By the way, if they play rook e8, do we have bishop e5?
Bishop e5.
Bishop b5.
Oh, bishop b5.
Attacking the rook.
We do.
If the rook moves, we... Oh, if
there's
they
rook
can play
f8.
rook f8, yeah.
But then we should move our king back to g1 anyways. I think that's okay.
Sorry, my audio cut out.
It's okay. I think it's okay if we play bishop b5, king g1.
Bishop b5, rook f8, and then
just king g1.
And then we're threatening pawn e5. Okay.
Or we can play king g1 now and leave them guessing, but don't.
Yeah, there's also king g3 to consider if we really want to go for this e5 idea.
Oh,
I say start with bishop e5.
King g3, I don't like g5, so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay,
maybe start with bishop e5. Yeah.
Okay. Do they have bishop takes e4? No, right? Oh wow, that's crazy.
Okay, so I think this is a nice achievement because now our king can go to f3 eventually.
Yeah.
We have to move our bishop first.
Bishop c4.
Bishop c4. Yeah, or d3. I'm good with either move.
All right.
Maybe bishop c4 is a bit more active. And then maybe what we can do is king f3 because now the long diagonal is not an issue.
Oh, what about king f3, g3?
Yeah,
like now h. Yeah, swing the rook
definitely,
over.
Yeah.
Okay, king f3.
Start with king f3.
Yeah.
And now our king over defends e-pawn, so at least one rook can mobilize to the h file.
Yeah.
They might try to play like bishop c8, h5, and then get the bishop to g4. I think we'll have options. Like one option might be playing f5 just to completely shut out their light square bishop.
I don't mind that at all.
It does concede some dark squares, but I think we're probably fine with that.
I'm a little worried about bishop to c8, g3, h5, and then having to play... Oh, we can just take on h5 first and then play f5.
And then play f5, yeah. And then we still have this idea of like rook h2 or rook h1.
Yep. Okay. g3?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Cool.
Yeah, super solid position here.
Yeah.
Just a moment of kind of freaking out of rook takes e4, bishop takes g4, but our e-pawn is so well defended that these things don't work.
Oh yeah, they don't work. Okay.
But this might be an idea, like if one rook moves away, we have to be a little bit careful.
Okay, I see. So we should probably play bishop d3 as soon as we can.
Yeah, bishop d3 or like f5 might make sense pretty soon, because then it's basically like they're playing without a bishop.
Yeah, it's true. I like f5 a lot, actually.
Yeah, it's like if they had a knight to place on e5, f5 would probably not be good, but
they don't.
Their light squared bishop is just so sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Really
I guess we might have to be careful about playing f5 too soon if they can meet f5 with h5.
Which is why I would only play f5 if they play h5
if they play
themselves.
h5 first, we take and then f5. Yeah.
Right, because we don't want we want the g pawn to not be there when we play f5. Essentially, like, yeah,
makes sense.
Because they're not going to take, and if they don't do anything, we're playing bishop d3, rook h2 anyway. So we have to play bishop d3 before we can play rook h2.
I wonder if they might try bishop e6 to then get their bishop to the king side. And then,
but that's fine. We just play bishop d3 anyways.
Probably. We could also maybe take and play f5. Although,
yeah, I actually like our light squared bishop because
keeping light squared bishop. Yeah,
keeping light squared bishop because I think we always have e5 ideas and they don't.
That's true.
So it's more worthwhile for us to keep the bishop. Not saying that we can really play e5 because they have bishop d5 if the bishop sits there, but
it's very true. Like we have way more
opportunities for it,
to just cause them trouble than they have for us.
Right.
So yeah, I think bishop d3 would be the response. Doing very well on time too.
Yes.
And it's a tough spot for them to try and win this back against such an opening line.
It's a really great strat. I used to always like play mainline Spanish stuff because I never play for a draw, but I think this is actually a much better way to do it. Like play a very solid opening and then force them.
Yeah, I kind of had this idea in mind last night and thought that come in handy if we won our first game. So
yeah, great opening.
But still have to stay focused. I mean, it's not over.
Right.
It's
for sure.
Bishops and rooks on the board.
Okay, bishop d3.
So bishop d3, yeah.
And then rook h2.
And yeah, it's a pretty straightforward plan.
Mm-hmm.
And then what are they going to do with their h pawn? Like rook h8?
Maybe bishop g8.
Bishop
bishop g8. We have bishop c4.
We might eventually have these bishop trade ideas. But yeah, is there a difference between rook h2 or rook h1?
I would rather move the e2 rook, I think. Not that it really matters.
I would rather move the h1 rook. Let's not spend too much time.
Okay, well, the problem with h1 rook is that there's f5 sometimes, and if we ever take and push e5, the bishop can come back to d5 to snipe it.
Okay, yeah, okay. You've convinced me. Rook h2.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, there was actually a thought process here.
That's true. I thought our rook on e1 is less defended, but there's never cases where they exploit the pin, I don't think.
Yeah, there's only chances if we ever push e5 and we're not careful.
Right. Could they try bishop d5 here?
Bishop d5.
But worst case, we have rook back to e2.
Should we maybe go king of 2?
Just a safer spot for the king.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're maybe approaching the waiting game. Like their last move doesn't really do anything, so if we want to wait 2, that should be fine.
Okay.
Oh, they might want to play a5, a4.
Then let's play for ourselves.
Then we could respond with a4 ourselves. Yeah.
Okay,
Start with king
F2.
f2. Sure.
Answer every f5 with g takes. Answer every g5 with also takes. It just loses a pawn. So just no breaks.
Yeah, it's so hard for them to like do anything with the pawn breaks. Okay, they might be going for like some eventual c4, which I don't think is too scary.
Thoughts on just rook to h1 and then threatening bishop c4? Oh, I guess we don't really threaten. We kind of do threaten bishop c4.
Yeah, we might want our king back on f3, actually.
True.
Do you want to start with king f? I'm okay starting with rook h1 as well. Yeah, maybe start with rook h1. Okay. Yeah, bishop c4 is actually a very interesting idea if it can work out concretely. And we have time to calculate.
So bishop c4. If bishop takes, we take on h7 with tempo.
First. Yeah, so, king f8. We just have to watch out because there might be some cases where they get in like rook b2 end of some lines.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
I'm wondering if we can just start with a4 and not burn too much time here.
If a4
are they actually threatening c4, then it's a better version. We win the c pawn and the h pawn. Yeah, just play a4 quickly.
Cool.
And now their pawn is fixed on a5, so it's a long-term target.
Oh, wait, maybe now we can try to push e5 because the bishop on c7 is now tied down to the a5 pawn. So maybe rook e2, rook e1, king f3, rook e2 again.
That's possible. Yeah. I mean, h7 is no longer exploitable.
Yeah.
Although, like bishop c4, take, probably not worth going for.
f5 is kind of interesting.
f5,
but f5, g5.
I think their main idea is to eventually play c4, but I don't see how it ever causes us much problem. I'm fine with like rook e1 or king back to f3.
Wait, what's wrong with why can they not play c4 right now?
B takes c4.
B takes c4, rook b2.
And then rook a1.
Okay.
I just don't see how they make progress.
Okay, so if king f3, there's f5, and if g takes f5, pawn takes f5.
Do you want to start with rook e1? Just not worry about these bishop e5 moves?
I agree. Let's just do it. Okay.
Another idea just came into mind. Okay, never mind. Well, can we pause for a moment? Yeah, I think it's probably the only move. The idea that came to mind is bishop c1 to a3. But yeah, you just want to start with b takes c4. Yep. They can't ever play rook b4 with our bishop on d2.
Oh, maybe they have rook b2 and then bishop c4.
Oh, interesting. Takes. Yeah, that's an idea. But do we have, let's say we play rook a1 here, bishop takes c4, do we have bishop to c1?
Isn't it pinned?
But we attack their rook. So rook a1, bishop takes c4.
Okay. Yeah.
Bishop c1.
Oh, bishop c1. Oh, there.
And if they play rook b4, we play bishop a3 and we shish kebab them on the diagonal.
I like it. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so rook a1, bishop takes c2, bishop c1, maybe bishop takes d3, rook takes d3, bishop takes c2.
But we have bishop a3 in the very end. Bishop
a3,
winning another exchange.
Playing rook a1?
Can we just hover over rook a1? Bishop c4, bishop c1. Rook b4, bishop a3, take. Yeah, go for it. If we have time, I mean, we're now threatening bishop c1 because they don't have rook a2.
Yep. And they can't play bishop d6, so they might play c5. So c5, maybe we should go king c3 again. Oh no, it's king c3.
King f3.
King f3.
Yeah, and then we help, or we unleash our rook on the second rank.
Yeah.
I was thinking king e2 as well, so then have access to d3 or just defend our bishop.
Mm-hmm.
So c5 doesn't seem like it accomplishes much for them.
Okay, agreed. So
Okay,
bishop
so this,
C1.
yeah, we just want to make sure everything is working.
Bishop c1, bishop rook b4, rook
Bishop
to
a3.
a3, bishop a3. Because if takes, we have the discovered
We
attack.
take with check, right?
If takes on d3, we take on b4 with the
Take, and
bishop.
we win like a, yeah, I
Exchange.
think it's fine, yeah.
Okay,
Bishop c1.
Bishop c1.
I'm looking at their expressions, trying to
Yeah, decipher.
I don't think they saw this coming.
Okay. Bishop c1's a great resource.
It's an easy move to overlook too, because it's like a backward
Right.
move with the reroute.
Pieces are on funny squares, especially with long bishops. I'm trying to think if there's any bishop takes d3, bishop takes b2. No, bishop takes d4, we still have bishop a3, so everything just...
It's like everything just kind of
Yeah.
crumbling like a sad cookie.
Yeah. That's a great analogy.
Like they put their rook on e7 and king on f8 to try and be safe, but they're just kind of having it backfire.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We're up almost 4 minutes now.
Okay, bishop a3.
Yep.
Bishop a3.
I'm trying to imagine what they're going to attempt to do here. I mean, maybe just move their light square bishop back and then play down the exchange. But when we take on b4, we get our outside pass a pawn.
And we still have a really good center. But maybe
Right.
there's c5, c4.
But they can't really play c5, or they can't play c5 now because we take on b4 and c4 is hanging.
Yeah. So maybe bishop to g8 again, and then bishop takes b4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, okay.
They take. Okay, so
Bishop
we
takes
take
b4.
I guess they take back, and then we're up the exchange, and yeah, go for this.
I mean, we're up in exchange with a better center. I would have played, if they were going to go for this, I think bishop g8 was better. But okay, c takes d3.
Yep.
Okay.
And I mean, they have a pass b pawn.
Yeah.
But we're ready to play king f3, rook c2. Their c pawn is backwards. They're still babysitting the h7 pawn.
Yeah.
Okay, they want to play like rook b7.
Thoughts on rook
So-
b1? To not allow b3 at all. Because otherwise bishop c3 would be annoying.
Yeah, that actually looks nice.
Okay,
And then
rook-
their bishop's tied down to b4 too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nice kind of prophylactic move.
Yeah, if rook b7, we just go rook b3.
Yeah.
We shut it down.
Well, actually, if rook b7, we could play king f3, and b3 we have rook hb2.
Oh, true. Okay. King f3. So we can play rook c2.
Do they want to play c4? Doesn't work. Yeah, go for this.
Okay.
Yeah, c4, we just take it.
Mm-hmm. Rook c2.
Rook c2 looks good.
Rook c4.
I don't
Or
know
maybe
if that's necessary.
e5.
Yeah, there's a few good-looking options here. I was also looking at rook c1.
I also like
The
g5.
e5 king e4 is interesting.
Yeah, it's g5 or e5 for me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean e5 like kind of ruins our beautiful pawn structure, but the fact that we get king e4 in and
Yeah.
the f file opens, I think that's a good enough reason to play it.
Okay, e5.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh, f5 maybe?
f5 g5. So
Okay, f takes e5.
yeah, they might try like king e6 rook f7, but then their c pawn hangs.
Yeah.
And I think the f file is going to be valuable for us.
We have two rooks, so
Mhm.
it better be.
Yeah, open files usually favor the side with more rooks.
Yeah. If it doesn't, I would be worried.
Okay, so king e4.
King e4, and then rook c to f2.
And then,
I mean,
yeah,
rook
rook
f2.
to that file. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking which rook, so it's going to be okay.
How they go this way.
So rook a2.
We could defend. I mean, we could also go after the h pawn here.
We could go king d5, rook h2, honestly. I guess start with rook. No, if starting with rook h2 is king e6, so maybe start with king d5. And if rook to d7, we just go king c6. But it's up to you. I think both are completely winning. It's just depends on how you want to win it.
I think king d5 is fine.
Okay.
Because our a pawn doesn't really matter that much, and this might lead to like a quick mating attack.
If we really want to prove ourselves, we can play rook c5, but let's just go.
Yeah.
Rook h2.
And what do they even try? Like h5 we take?
Yeah, it takes.
Yeah, they're just too slow with their pawns.
Yeah.
I feel like you're way more confident in converting winning positions than me. Like I'm always second guessing myself, and sometimes I'm like that slows me down and I overthink things. But
Well, it's oftentimes not because I'm trying to convert them. I'm just trying to make the fastest move possible because in bullet, I can't remember the last time I've like genuinely tried converting a position. I'm just trying to take everything, and then if they don't have pieces,
it can be an effective mindset, like continually put the ball back in the opponent's courts and put them under pressure, especially when you have the initiative.
Yeah, I would definitely say I don't play endgames like at all for the purpose of like the intent they were made for. I just play it fast.
There's a professional way of endgames where like you calculate super precisely, but and then there's a more intuitive way too.
Defending is just so much harder than attacking, so it's much easier playing these types
of
positions.
I'm looking at their expressions, but okay, they're going after d3. We can take on h7. And then we probably just go for the back rank mates.
If king d8, we have rook f1.
Yeah. I think still rook f1 and
rook f1.
We also have rook b7. Yeah,
rook f1 first.
Sure.
Yeah, and then rook to b7. Okay, rook b7 being played. Yeah.
Yep, looks good.
And then we can go e6, e7.
Yeah, that's probably the most straightforward.
Oh, okay. No e6, e7 needed.
Okay, great game. I think
high five.
Super well.
Oh my gosh!
Virtual high five.
Yeah, virtual high five. Wow, that was crazy.
The openings worked out quite nicely for us today. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay.
So another match tomorrow. Tomorrow's the finals. Oh man.
Oh my god, I can't believe tomorrow's just the finals. Wow, that was insane. Oh, thank you so much.
That this amazing match is over because, oh yes, my queen wins also the second game of the semi-final match to seal the deal and their spot in the final. So congratulations to oh yes, my queen. Your first impressions right after the match.
I think we played really well. I think Eric picked an awesome opening for us to go into. I would have personally liked to play the Spanish. It's my signature, but I think the opening choice was honestly like great. And he mentioned that Tanya had like a little shocked expression on her face. So I'm going to say that it worked.
So that was Eric's idea to play the 4 knights, right? I really liked it for the match situation since you only need a draw.
Yeah, it was a last minute decision, but it crossed my mind last night. Like if we win the first game, then try and just do something super solid. And it's kind of hard for Black to play for a dynamic position in this line. So maybe Sicilian or something else would have been a more combative option.
Maybe the question to check the India teams, obviously it's unfortunate for you, you lost 2-0 and now you're relegated, but what went wrong in the second game, which you felt was the critical moment? Because the opening, doesn't really promise a lot of exciting moments, but what was the moment where you felt you did it wrong?
I mean,
I
looking
think.
back, I think. Yeah, go on,
Yeah, go
Sagar.
on, Tanya. Go on. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say that losing the first game, then with black we have to try to do something. And opening wise, I think we kind of decided to go with e5 before the match had started, and we hadn't really checked any Sicilian for a long time, both of us. So we went with it, and I thought that we'll probably get a Spanish. So which at least then also gives a long game. So I think that was a really smart choice by them. And then we tried to do something, but it's hard to crack in this position and try and get some dynamic play. And it just felt like the more we were trying, it was getting maybe just slightly worse. So we thought we'll go into an end game, but they kept everything so solid. So it was just very tough. But if you ask what went wrong, I think it was more in game one than in game two, because it's already very difficult to try to play for a win with black in this line.
Sagar, do you agree with that?
Yes, I actually till a long time we felt like, okay, we have some chances, especially because of the match situation where they needed a draw. So sometimes it can result in uh, playing some, like, you can make some mistakes, and so we never really lost our hope till the end. But then when we took on c4, bishop c1, we just missed this idea of bishop a3 at the end of the line, and I think from that point onwards we gave up. But now that I check with the engine, it still shows like a big advantage for white after rook b2, rook a1, which during the game I didn't feel it. I thought like we have our chances still, and yeah, but I think they played so well, both of them.
Yeah.
I have to check like how they were playing, but I mean, kudos, Eric and Nemo. You guys played so well, like really amazing.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you very much. You guys did too. I think the first game was definitely like kind of the deciding game, and we've all been in spots where we were playing for a win with black, and it has not been fun. So, yeah.
So Eric and Nemo, so the match did end 2-0 as Lever Rosman yesterday predicted, but not quite the direction he was expecting. Your comment on that?
Yeah, sometimes
Hello,
Levy
Eric.
isn't always right, but yeah, well, I don't want to criticize him too much. He's a good friend of mine, and I respect his ability to try and predict, and sometimes people get it wrong.
All right. Indeed, quite unexpected. You've showed quite an amazing quality of chess so far. I was very impressed. I'm very happy to see you in the finals. Before we move on to the bracket, what are your expectations from the final? You are facing the Spanish duo Ratatatata team. Are you going to do some specific prep, or still just play your best chess and see what happens?
Well,
Maybe
in preparation for all of these matches, I've enjoyed watching our opponents' previous matches and hearing how they work together and commentate. But it's going to be hard to do that watching the Spanish team because I don't really know too much Spanish. So I'll have to figure out how to like auto translate with subtitles and maybe see their team chemistry. But I know they have a ton of chemistry together, so it should be a tough match.
Nemo, what are your thoughts? Are you going to do some specific prep for the final?
Honestly, I gotta say, Eric has been doing amazing prep for us. So shout out to Eric. He's great. I'm honestly open to anything, and I think the Spanish team is going to be really strong. And really, I'm just like having fun. These are really fun team matches.
All right, and now let's check the bracket of the Team Chess Battle, the second season of this tournament. And here we are. We already know the two finalists, and they are the team Ratatatata, Pepe Cuenca and David Martinez. Well-known Spanish content creators. They're going to face today's winners, Eric, Rosen Nemo, Zhou, in a very exciting match. In the meantime, we have two teams relegated in the semifinals. Those are Pia Cramling, Anana Cramling, mother-daughter duo. And today we saw also Team Czech to India with Sagar Shah and Tanya Sachdev. You gave your best. Unfortunately, today it was just not meant to be. Maybe final words from Team Czech to India about the event and future plans?
I want to end this with a big thank you to Tanya, because if it was not for her, I would have never played this. She made me. She entered our name. She said we have to work hard. She said like we have to fight. So thank you, Tanya, for choosing me as a teammate, and I had a lot of fun.
I don't think I would have done this with anyone but Sagar. And I'm really glad that, we had fun playing. We don't play online so much. So this was an amazing experience. And today, clearly, Nemo and Eric were the better team and they won, and wish them all the best for the finals. And now you guys better win that so we don't feel so bad about this loss. It was a lot of fun. And we hope to be back next time as well.
Yes.
All
By
right.
the way, Vidit and Prag, Vaishali, all are here. Just you can say hi.
Can you
here,
actually
in the
prove they
camera.
are? They are there. I mean, you're saying they are, but we haven't seen them. Can they prove? Oh, there they are.
Hello.
Great match, guys. Good job. Well done.
Sorry, guys. Sorry to let
Unfortunately-
you down, but
Unfortunately, this time the Super GM vibes were not channeling properly. Yeah.
Not bad. Very good.
No.
What happened in WR, by the way? Who won?
it's gone into the Armageddon.
Ooh. Nice.
All right, thank you, guys. It was an amazing evening. So the semifinals of the Team Chess Battle is officially over, and tomorrow we will have the finals. So Casa Curly will be the host of the event, and the viewers, thank you for watching this event. It was my pleasure to be the host of this fascinating thing. And also thanks to Nemo and Eric, and of course also Sagar with Tanya for being amazing and exciting players. I'm saying goodbye to all of you. Enjoy the finals tomorrow and have a great evening. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It started. We're
Let's
white.
go.
I'm
Anya,
going
D4 it is. Let's go.
D4 it is. So D5, let's go knight F3 to just avoid all E4, E5 stuff, okay? What else
Knight
do we
C4.
have that?
Knight C4. Excellent move.
Wait, knight F5 is not possible right now. Can we go rook G?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Almost checkmate. I'm sure there was something that was checkmate, but I can't see it. So, it's made in 11.
Knight f3. Yeah, I know we prepared other stuff, but play. Assuming they play knight c6, I'd say start with knight c3.
Okay.
Yep.
I see Tanya's expression. I can't hear her, but they.
She
I think
must
they
have
know what's
expected the
coming.
Spanish. She must have.
Okay, let's try it. Because anyways, now that we've gone for this setup, we have to do this because they're getting rook e1, e5 regardless, right?
We have an idea H6, idea G5. Very nice. Oh, Tanya, what a positional long-term sacrifice.
Straightforward.
Oh, okay.
Or just
No
jab.
E6, E7 needed.
Okay, great game. I think.
High five.
Super well
Oh my
controlled.
gosh.
Virtual high five.
Yeah, virtual high five. Wow, that was
The
crazy.
openings worked out quite nicely for us today. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well played, Tanya. It was great.
आज इतना great नहीं हुआ, but okay.